I know I got a bad reputation, and it isn't just talk, talk, talk.
So I wanted to just do another video tonight because I've gotten some really good responses from the previous videos that I've done on my own healing and on other issues that I've been trying to work out. And people have been actually reaching out to me and asking me for advice about how they can change their diet, or if they have any if I have any recommendations for them. And this makes me feel so wonderful that people are actually reaching out to me and wanting to get some more information about health and anything else. So thank you for doing that. And also, I've seen people sharing some of my videos on Facebook. Thank you. Thank you for sharing them as well. I don't think what I say is that great, but if you like it and you think other people can benefit from it, super. So, some things I just wanted to talk about tonight are about health again. That seems to be kind of the biggest theme, and I think that where I'm going to be taking this conversation tonight is on just maintaining a sense of happiness despite what might be going on with you, whether it be health problems or whether it be stress or feeling overwhelmed. I think that we have to kind of step back sometimes and remind ourselves, what is it that is really important for our lives? What do we need to maintain stability? What do we need to maintain, balance and keeping ourselves level-headed and keeping ourselves looking at the bright side and looking for solutions and looking for ways to connect. One thing I found very interesting in talking with my dad recently, I think I mentioned on the last video the whole ordeal I had with the car dealership. And I talked to my dad this morning after I picked my car up, and it was working great. My car does what I need my car to do. And my dad said to me, he's like, okay, so you spent a lot of money on this. $1,100 is a lot of money to have a car that was already working well, to have it inspected, to make sure that the parts are working great, and then have a little tube replaced. But he reminded me, he's like, this is peace of mind. So you're using your car a lot, and they're giving you a warranty. Next time, I should call him, he suggested, but don't get upset about it. And that, I think, was the biggest gem of the day. Him just saying, this isn't that big of a deal. There can be worse things that can happen than spending $1,100 on a car. And, it's the dealership, they know what they're doing, so my car is like brand new again. And I do drive it a lot. I'm driving to Springfield, I'm driving to St. Louis, back and forth, and I put a lot of miles on my car, so I'm glad that I was able to show it some love and have it taken care of. Another thing, I think people are asking me about how to improve their health, how to gain energy, and this is something, I'm still working with. I go through periods of where I have lots of energy, and then I do actually have times where I'm just tired. I notice that the times when I'm tired occur several hours after me drinking coffee. So I've mentioned this on previous videos, how coffee affects me. It's something I probably need to get rid of eventually, but I've got this strange addiction with coffee. And so that might be an issue with you. Maybe if you're drinking a lot of coffee, maybe try giving it up and see how that works. You're probably going to go through some withdrawal, and I know that for myself, when I was going through the withdrawal, I was craving the coffee, and then I fell right back into its traps. So it's I'm not perfect. I'm still dealing with issues of addiction, coffee addiction, and wine addiction. I'm giving myself permission to drink wine like the last couple of nights because I've just yesterday and today have been long days. I mean, I had to drive down to O'Fallon, Illinois, both days. One yesterday to drop off my car and pick up the rental, and this morning to drop off the rental and pick up my car. And doing that in the mornings and then coming home for just an hour for lunch and then having to go to work, it makes for a very long day. And I come home and I'm just like, I need to relax. And so I'm giving myself permission to drink wine. And I did give myself permission to have coffee this morning. I'm not doing the overdosing of coffee like I have been. I just did one coffee yesterday from, I think I did it from the local coffee place in Litchfield where I live. And then this morning I had coffee from Starbucks, which, I love Starbucks. I love cafe mochas, and I always get the soy mocha, and soy milk is not the best. When I make it at home, I make it with almond milk, but it's just something about getting it from the coffee shop. I don't know, I like that. I like it, maybe it's because other people are making it for me. I don't know. So, that's really all I have to say, and I think so coffee can be a problem, but I don't think for many people that's what is causing their lack of energy or whatever people feel like, they need to improve their health. And the best, the thing that I can say that really makes me feel good is, and it's kind of like a progression. I like to alternate fruits and greens. I used to mix them together and make a lot of green smoothies, but now I find myself trying to separate them and having days where I'm eating a lot of fruit and having other days where I'm eating a lot of greens. And I think for some people, especially if you're overweight and if you're worried about blood sugar issues, or if you might be predisposed to diabetes, or maybe you do have diabetes and you're worried about too much fruit, like I said, fruit is wonderful. It's the best food out there. But for some people, they might have issues where they're afraid to jump into fruit or too much fruit. And it could be, too, that their digestive tract is so effed up. I just said effed up. Their digestive system is just full of gook, and it's not very clean, that the fruit, when it goes in, it stays there. It's not passing through as easily, and it's fermenting. And that is where fruit can really cause problems. So I think fruit is great when you have a cleaner digestive system. And my digestive system, I think, is pretty clean. I eat so much fiber that, and I do a lot of probiotics too, I'm really cleaning myself out quite a bit. So I think I handle fruit very well, but other people might not. So if you're not able to handle fruit and you're a little worried about it, really start with the greens. And you can add some fruit to your greens, but really start with a lot of salads and green juices. Green juices are so amazing. I mean, if you can do if you can give yourself a gift of doing maybe 3 to 5 days of nothing but juices, I mean, that's all you're taking in are juices. And it's not fruit juice, you're taking in green juice, which means you're going to need to get a juicer. There's a lot of great juicers out there, and let me know if you're interested in learning about juicing, and if you want me to do a video on juicing, because I make a green juice every day. But green juices, they're giving you so many minerals that your body needs. And because you're removing the fiber and you're just taking in all of the nutrients, the minerals, the chlorophyll. And I typically add things to my green juices, like I'll add cayenne pepper, turmeric, I'll add a little bit of cinnamon. I add Zeoforce, which is a natural detoxifying agent. I add some aloe vera to help with my digestive system and my intestinal tract. I add, and I know this is not vegan, but I add like propolis and bee pollen. there are things you can add to the juices, and it really enhances the juice, and it really gives you a kick, and it makes you feel so good. And if you can just give yourself the gift of juicing for 3 to 5 days, and maybe doing other things to help your body cleanse, to help your body get rid of fecal material, which there are things I can suggest for you if you'd like me to. Some people are a little put off by that. But, oh, look. Do you see those? I've been spending time with someone who has a dog, and his dog likes to give me little kisses that are bites, actually. I didn't really realize they were there. Anyway, little puppy kisses, little puppy bites. Not from my dogs, although my dogs do that too. So I'm getting off track. Oh yeah, so giving yourself the gift of green juices is amazing. And it's not just greens. When I'm talking about green juices, this is really what it is. It is taking a bunch of greens, which I strongly suggest you get your greens organic. Walmart sells organic greens. I like to get my greens, I get some from Walmart. I usually get those for salads though. And then I go to Whole Foods in St. Louis, and I like to get like Swiss chard. Like I'll get a whole big bunch of Swiss chard, kale, parsley, dandelion greens. Great for the liver. If you're having any liver issues, or if you are a person that used to party a lot and you used to drink a lot, did a lot of drugs, whether they be recreational or over-the-counter or prescribed, dandelion greens, great for you. But any green, and I take a bunch, like a big bowl of greens, and then I take some fruit. I usually make it simple with the fruit, usually just apples, maybe some lemons or limes. And then I might add some celery or some cucumbers, and I just put it in my juicer. And you might need to start off, if you're new to juicing, with more apples. I've gotten to the point where I can do like maybe 20 ounces of greens and 2 apples. But you might need to start off with 10 ounces of greens and 4 apples. Because some people, the green taste, it's a little bit too much for them. But if you make it sweet, you can't even taste that, and you're getting all of those nutrients. And when you're giving your digestive system a break, and you're not taking in solid foods, you're just letting it pass through, and then you're only putting in foods that are easily assimilated, easily absorbed into the blood, and they're pure, so your liver's not working very hard to detoxify the crap that you're normally taking in. Your body is just gonna rejuvenate. Your skin will clear up. I am almost 39 years old, and I feel like my skin, it's getting younger all the time. I feel like it's looking better, and I think that it has a lot to do with me taking in so many greens. I've even noticed that my hair, I used to get like little gray patches, but I don't notice that as much. I'm getting like, I do, my hair, I get highlights, so some of the lighter stuff is highlights, but I'm noticing less of the gray stuff coming through, which I'm not really noticing any of it right now. And what else do I notice? I'm, just staying clean. My body naturally stays slim. I don't have to do much work. I try to exercise, but there might be a whole week where I just don't have time to exercise. But as long as I'm staying clean to my diet, my body is just naturally getting to the shape it needs to be in, and not much work is needed. Exercise is great, though. You should always move around. Even if I don't exercise, if I don't give myself an hour of doing, interval training on the treadmill and lifting weights, I still am outside playing with the dogs, throwing the ball around, and being physically active. I try to at least do that. If it's a really hectic day, I try to at least spend like 30 minutes outside with the dogs playing. You got to do something. And but yeah, I would start with like maybe a 5-day juicing feast, and maybe that's something I'll do with everybody. Maybe I will post recipes of juices, and I would start with juices before smoothies. People always ask me about my smoothie recipes, and smoothies are great, but Sorry, my cell phone. But they're hard because I think smoothies are good for a person that is a little bit cleaner, a little bit healthier. And if you're coming from the standard American diet of eating, fast food and candy and soda and eating a lot of animal products that are processed and fried and whatever they do to the poor animals to make them taste good, because by nature humans aren't. I'm not going to go there, okay? But we have to do so much crap to meat to make it palatable. It's silly. Why don't we just eat an apple? Because by itself an apple tastes good. You don't have to add stuff to the apple. I'm going to have to bleep that F word that I just said. It's the wine. It's just the wine. Anyway, give yourself that gift. Give yourself the gift of juicing. And after 5 days, I bet you'll, if you're overweight, I'll bet you'll easily drop 10 pounds. I bet your skin will clear up. I bet that your eyes, the whites of your eyes will be bright and white, and you'll feel like smiling and rejoicing. You'll feel so amazing. It's the best gift you can give yourself, juicing. All right? Au revoir.
Make up your mind. Decide to walk with me.